Okay.
Okay. So
what the question would be?
Sunny.
I'm sorry, I'm too direct.
Nice to have you that you take your time for us. So we collect some questions from our German community from Telegram, and I just go on for the questions. So yeah, OceanEx Meetup here in Germany. So how close is OceanEx to VeChain, and how will OceanEx advance the VeChain ecosystem in the future?
Well, firstly, it's pretty close for sure. Actually, I know Nan pretty well. I even write a letter about him. Nan is a true entrepreneur actually. He started to be involved in the Bitcoin since 2012. And we started to collaborate in 2013 because my first try or the exploration in blockchain phase is also mining, because at that time Bitcoin is the only thing you can play. So actually, we have been quite good ride, and Nanning still is chief leading advisor of the VeChain Foundation since 2017. And in 2018, we have been discussing a lot about the entire market situation. ICOs, exchanges, blockchain projects, and we have been complaining a lot about the different exchanges or all of the bad stuff in the markets. So I was just shoot a question to Nigel, why don't you do one by yourself? And you got a quite good team. I know because he was getting a license in Japan already for ATM. It's kind of the trading system. You gotta also take care of the security. You also take care of the custodian service for the clients. Even more challenging because it's linked to the fiat as well. So I was like, just do exchange then, and you can specifically support VeChain because you are the advisor of VeChain Foundation. That's your duty. I was kidding. So he was thinking a lot, and then just say, okay, I made a decision to do that. So we're gonna promise you will support me because we're gonna be because honestly doing an exchange is a very, very difficult job, and especially we're not gonna do those kind of shitty stuff. And we want to make the operation totally legitimate because you're gonna answer your second half of the question. The goal for OceanEx is to support the mass adoption, even to the mainstream, for the blockchain, for the real one. So that's why from the beginning they have an enterprise account. That's exactly starting for this kind of point.
So your partnerships you have with VeChain, so they all have an account on OceanEx, or they use by their
I would say VeChain family project will have priority and privilege and less cost to be listed in the OceanEx. That's for sure. That's for sure. And also, they are responsible for bigger scope, honestly. Like Daniel Kerman, he's a quite good lawyer and he has been doing MT Gawk, that kind of stuff since 2013-14. And he's also part of the discussion or the advisory group for FATF, which is basically creating the financial rules for the whole world, right? So he was in Osaka G20 to talk about the FATF, about how to apply the rules for the crypto, how to make an execution for this kind of rules, like that kind of way. So Daniel is also working very closely with not only with VeChain Foundation, but for sure he's one of the shareholder and partner of OCE, and to make this happen for OceanEx. To make OceanEx will be, I'm not saying the first one, but let's say first batch to be able to adopt mainstream, adopt regulation, adopt legislation. Even we are the one behind some legislation to make it happen.
So the regulatory compliance is the most important thing.
Well, I would say there are several most important things, but this is definitely in the priority list for sure.
Okay, let's go on. So how's it going with the adaptation of supply chain? And are there countries or regions on which priorities are set for VeChain? So maybe US market, China market?
In terms of geographically priority, we don't have a preference. And for sure, we're going to look at the size of the market. Because the size of the market will determine the builders, or the volume of builders, the numbers of builders. And for sure, US, China, Singapore, Europe, Japan, Korea is on the top of the list, for sure, right? For any kind of business. So that's why we have 3 offices in Europe: Luxembourg, Paris, Milan now. Sorry, not in Germany yet.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later, why not? Singapore also has an office, Silicon Valley has an office, Japan has an office, Hong Kong has an office, China for sure has an office. That's I mean, in terms of the supply chain, like I just mentioned, supply chain management is to get something on the blockchain, right? And this is the first step for many kind of things. So it's for sure is right now is a major contribution to the use cases, and also major portfolio for the transaction volumes. But also in the future, I'm looking for go expanded, because once you onboard on the blockchain, once you have something running on the blockchain, it will be easy to collaborate. For example, we announced the partnership with Hire. They're gonna launch the new ecosystem. It's called Internet of Clothes. But for sure, they need to get some clothes registered to the blockchain and some of the washing machine registered to the blockchain. Then they are able to, using the smart contract, talk to each other. Then they are able to be part of the carbon ecosystem. So that's why I say the first step, get on board on blockchain. Second step is you can either join or create your own ecosystem. And third, you will find a new value out of your new collaboration. So supply chain is definitely fundamental and critical steps for, let's say, most of the business. It's a first step.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. So you had spoken in a tweet from cross-chain solutions, or about cross-chain solutions. For example, with a private blockchain like IBM. Is there?
IBM doesn't have a private blockchain.
No.
It's a hyperledger.
Okay,
That's
but it's also for a supply chain. Walmart has developed something with IBM on a private blockchain, like
Hyperledger is the foundation.
Yeah, right.
Linux foundation.
Yeah.
Initialized and led by IBM.
Yeah.
That's more correct way to say.
Okay. So the question was: is there concrete planning in this area, or is there work on VeChain side? Not specifically with IBM, just cross-chain solutions and
yeah. Like I said, the cross-chain solution technically is done. I mean, let's say not done, but get started already. The first demo is out actually, and we are starting with the private blockchain and the blockchain kind of cross-chain, which make more sense because again, like I said, our technology here is driven by business needs, right? If we look at the market has that kind of needs, we're going to work on that. So the public blockchain and private blockchain is definitely something in the future. Think about that. If you are enterprise and you want to build some private blockchain, whatever for the reason, POC, testing, trial, even the production, and then you have the need to say, maybe we should try. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think it's going to be the future. The future will be hybrid networks, private blockchain and public blockchain, like combined together to serve for a different purpose. And actually, I was talking to, occasionally I had a phone call with someone from IBM, quite high-level people from IBM, share exactly the same vision. He also believes that the future is a hybrid mode for public and private blockchain, right? So definitely, we can see the possible business needs and we work on that. That's easy. So in terms of the cross-chain protocol, there are two levels of the cross-chain protocol, let's say. The first one is pretty easy, is information exchange. Like you read to me, I read to you, I upload data to you, you upload data to me. But I have to say with Fabrics, with Hyperledger, it's more difficult because they have a CA. So it's kind of like you gotta creating some kind of whitelist in CA to grant the public blockchain interaction, that kind of thing. But it's okay, technically it's not that hard. And the second level of the cross-chain protocol is about valuation exchange, meaning you want to send token from one private blockchain to another private blockchain or to a public blockchain. We use HTLC, which is hash time locked contract, to make this happen. It's kind of like a bridge or oracle to connect with different private blockchain for the valuation exchange.
Okay, thanks. So VeChain has already many big partnerships, as you know.
Right.
And are there priorities in working with them? Do you need more resources for some partnerships than for others? Or in which area is currently the biggest focus?
Actually, it's the same question for all of that. Firstly, partnership is just a start. Actually, from release point of view, I'm kind of linked to make the announcement about the delivery, about the online, about the updates. Are they just, oh, we signed something? That's we changed the policy since even 2018, I think. Walmart is currently it's a case like that. When Walmart announced it, it's when it go live. For sure, we're kind of expecting several months behind after the contract signing and get it work, right? And secondly, it's not really built by VeChain or by VeChain Foundation or by VeChain team. It's actually built by PwC and Walmart. So we're not the builders. Walmart and PwC are builders. That's the focus. That's the way we want to go. Because we are enablers. We are good about infrastructure level. We're good about blockchain part, but we're not able to good about any kind of industries or use cases. We need to rely or align with multiple different builders who are focused on the different industries. Like DNVGO, like PwC, Deloitte, that kind of builders. Also, we need more startups. Like we just answered the question, the future could be like 75% of the company are startups, small-scale companies. We need that kind of young talents or startups also join the VeChain to be the builders. So if you ask me the focus, even the partnerships, that kind of thing, I would say, firstly, we're going to spend more time and resource to look for the builders and help the builders to build valuable transactions. That's the first thing. Second thing, we're going to focus on tools building or service building to make sure those business builders or lower the barriers, make entry into blockchain much easier. Not only from tools point of view, but also like legislative support. So right now, what Facebook is facing is go through the very painful hearings, looking for the legislative support. So why not we just starting to create something and to ease the process, ease the painful process for the startups. For example, San Marino recently finally passed a law. So that means officially you're able to do ICO endorsed by state or ITO, initial token offering, whatever ICO and STO, in San Marino, and even with benefits about tax policy, something like that. So that kind of legislation is missing, and we're going to continue to do that.
So we have to imagine more than you are supporting the bigger companies they are working on something on the VeChain or
Well,
the
honestly,
blockchain or
bigger companies are getting easier and easier because right now with more and more technical documents and like VeChain Word, it's very easy. Every time people ask, hey, can you send me some technical documents? I just send a link, VeChainWord.io, and you go there. You find everything you need. And usually for big enterprise, they have quite a good team and they understand the business very well. They can go very easily. And also when the big enterprise, they usually work with big enterprise. For example, Walmart will work with PwC and PwC knows us very well. Basically, we do a very limited job to make this happen, right? Also, we want to get more builders like from startup level. So that's why I said we want to link more resources to support and help the small business builders grow. But for sure, big enterprise, they have mature business already. It will be easy to build.
so they have their own blockchain teams. And
No, they don't even need to have a blockchain team. For example, Walmart doesn't have a blockchain team, but PwC could have, Deloitte could have, that kind of way. Even the DMVGO, they don't have a blockchain team. They don't need that. So we also provide the tools like ToolChain to make that kind of thing easily to happen. And also, we wanted to get the experiences and what we learn to work with those big enterprise and give like reference or training, or coaching, or mentoring to small startups and make them grow even quicker. All right?
Okay. At least a general question about the whole crypto market, maybe at least.
Okay.
So VeChain is probably established startup with as we know, great team, big partnerships, a lot of valuable transactions now, as we see.
Right.
So in comparison with others, it actually looks very undervalued. So do you think that the whole crypto market will get a fair valuation in 3, 4, 5 years?
Well, for sure, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's also we're fighting for, and as a matter of fact, I believe so. Otherwise, I would just quit my job, right? So I believe that, but I just don't know when or how long it's going to take. For sure, I'm not really happy about the entire market situation. Well, there were lots of reasons. Honestly, there were lots of reasons. But what I can say is we also spent some time to analyze that, to follow the market trends, to try to figure out what's going on. At the same time, we're going to stick our own rules. We have boundaries, we have lines, we're not going to cross that. Legitimacy is something we want to stick on for sure. If we want to eventually win the race, eventually, we're going to stick on that. We're going to continue to stick on the rules, don't cross the lines, continue to build, and make sure you have enough resource and capability to survive. And I'm sure the final winner will be show you. So that's my answer.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Sunny.
I would have a last question about ToolChain. With blockchain, it's garbage in and garbage out, and VeChain tackles that by verifying the data through third-party auditors. So let's say I'm a very small business and I can't afford auditors from PwC, DNVGL to audit my data. How can I still use ToolChain, or is ToolChain just not suitable for my business then?
Okay, ToolChain is a tool, right? It's a tool. It's not a auditing process or auditing service. If you're looking at auditing service and a blockchain technology, that's my story. So my story is exactly a ToolChain plus certification services or auditing services. So we actually even provide we're gonna continue to work with DNVGO to explore and to upgrade. We're gonna have the V key, it's a hardware key, actually in my bag also, very easily to link your identity to people, to the blockchain wallet. Luca announced in VeChain Summit in San Francisco, DMVG are going to create enterprise wallet, right? So every wallet actually represents the people. And for some special position, like inspector or auditor, we're going to even give them the V key to easy work and to secure the identity. So every time they do the inspection on site or online, whatever, they will use the V key to sign the kind of data upload. Yes, garbage in, garbage out, but who doing that, when did that, where you did that, it will also be record and could be for the following inspections. So you can do something wrong, you can do something stupid, you even can commit a crime or something. But once you get caught, you're gonna be in big trouble. So it's usually to make a case, because the first time I visited Germany, I go to the subway and no gates, no one checked your tickets. So I was like, seriously? For sure, I bought the ticket. However, somebody just told me someone, tried to get lucky and get busted like twice or three times and got deported. Like you never cannot come back to Germany. That's exactly the case. That's a risk to do the wrong things. That's exactly how blockchain works, actually.